Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to Iowa Live, everybody. Our very good friend, attorney Kim Baer, joining us in studio right now from the Baer Law Office, talking about things people really need to know about, Kim.
Yes, I thought we'd talk about car accidents today because there's been a change in the law, and we want to make sure that people are aware of that. Yes.
All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the changing in the law of the law when it comes to car accidents. What are we talking about?
Well, first of all, we're talking about seat belts.
Okay.
So it used to be that if you didn't have your seat belt on, even if you didn't cause the car accident, but if you had injuries, they could attribute up to 5% of fault to you. That now has changed, or it's changed within the last few years, and now it's up to 25%.
25%?
Yes, yes. So, you know, it's the law. You need to be wearing your seat belt.
Right.
Also, you know, obviously it helps protect you. So, but if you're not wearing it, it can affect what you can recover.
Wow, and that's something, you know, we've stressed for so many years. Just make sure you have your seatbelt on. Maybe this will get the rest of the people who don't always buckle up to buckle up.
Yes, yes. You really need to stop and think about it.
All right, now if you're involved in a car accident and an attorney is involved, you might be concerned about the fact that how am I going to pay for them?
Yeah, people are always worried because they say, I'm not working right now, I've got medical bills. And what you need to remember is that car accident attorneys do it based on contingency fee. And so what that means is you're not going to pay them anything until they either recover money for you through a settlement or we have a trial and recover money that way. So, you know, if you need the legal help, you just should go ahead and make the call.
Now, you say contingency fee. For those that may not understand that, what does that mean?
That means that you're not going to pay anything up front. Typically, a contingency fee in Iowa is usually a third. So,
really?
Yeah, so the lawyer will take a third of whatever they recover for you.
Now, is this something that you need to take into account when you're asking for money? Is that a little bit?
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're working with a lawyer, they will help you understand, hey, if the offer is $50,000, here's what the fees are, here's what the costs are, here's what the medical bills are that we have to pay back, and here's what this will put in your pocket. So you want to have that conversation with your attorney whenever you're trying to settle a claim.
Okay, so talking about putting back in your pocket, what about the tax responsibilities that go along with that?
Yeah, that's a great question, Lou. Typically, money that you are awarded for pain and suffering is not taxable. There's an exception if you're awarded some money specifically for lost wages. So most often, most settlements, we allocate it to the pain and suffering, so whatever money you receive is not taxable.
Okay, but what about, what if you've lost work? And things like that, you lost wages, that too?
Yeah, so if you have lost wages and money's allocated towards lost wages, then that would be taxable. Because obviously, you know, if you lost $5,000 in wages, you would have paid taxes.
Okay, now let's say you're in an unfortunate situation and you're injured and you're not able to work, but you have to have somebody actually take care of you.
Right.
What happens in that situation too? Because I'm sure there's a cost there.
Right, so we keep track of all of that. I mean, and a good example is, let's say you and I are married, and so you have to take care of me, and I'm grouchy because I'm in pain. So you also have a claim that's called loss of consortium if we're married. Yes, and so because this car accident has affected not only me but also you.
Okay.
So.
All right, so keep that in mind. So many different moving parts to this. But what if the other car driver or vehicle driver insurance company calls you and they want to settle? What should you do and what shouldn't you do?
Right. So you want to make sure that you're completely done treating before you settle, because once you settle, you're done. And so usually the insurance company is trying to wrap the claim up, so they're calling right away. They're offering you some money. But if you're treating, you want to make sure you're done treating. And a lot of times people might not realize, you know, you might feel okay for the first few days after the accident. So you might think, oh, $5,000 sounds great. But then what happens if it turns out you had a torn rotator cuff, or now you've got you realize that you've got a herniated disc? Because it takes your body a few days to kind of figure out that it's been through some trauma.
And this is probably going to happen. The other insurance company is going to call you wanting to settle so they can lock in at a lower fee.
Absolutely. So I just tell people, I mean, if you're going to represent yourself and negotiate the claim, just wait. Give yourself at least a couple of weeks to make sure that you're feeling better.
And if you settle, It's it.
Then
That's
you're
it.
done.
That
Then you're
is
done.
it. That's it. And really quickly, you talked about you have to pay your insurance company back. That may perk some ears up. What does that mean?
Right. So your health insurance, you want to submit your medical claims through your health insurance so that you get the benefit of that reduction. But then when you settle the claim, your health insurance is going to want to be paid back. So that all has to be factored into a settlement as well.
Okay, so a lot of things to consider when it comes to car accidents or vehicle accidents. Want to get a hold of you, Kim, to get some advice? What's the easiest way they can do that?
Sure. Call us at 515-INJURED or 515-279-2000. We'd love to have a cup of coffee and see if we can help.
Yeah, so if you are in a car accident, do make sure, and something else that we want to mention too, make sure you get checked out by a doctor.
Yes,
if you have any kind of injuries whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And keep track of everything, all the expenses, so you can get back what you are deserved.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Kim, thank you so much.
Yes.
Great information as always.
Yes, thanks, Lou.
Thank you so much. Folks, have yourself a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Iowa Live.